name's Robert.
Kristen.
Dylan, and we'll be presenting the seated cable row today.
He's going to do a seated cable row for us, and we're going to begin by adjusting the position so that when you place your feet against the foot plate, your legs are slightly bent and your trunk is nice and erect. You're going to lean forward, grasp the handles, and keep your hands in a neutral position, and lean backwards so your torso is once again erect and the arms are nice and straight. This is going to be the starting position. Now you're going to inhale as you pull the bar toward your midsection while keeping the elbows near your sides at a 90-degree angle. Pull your elbows as far behind your body as possible and hold the peak contraction for 1 to 2 seconds. And you're going to exhale and return to the start positioning, keeping your torso erect throughout the entire movement. As you go, allow your arms to stretch and your shoulder blades to relax before repeating the next rep.
So now we're going to go through the muscles responsible for performing the seated cable row. So let's break it down into areas. The elbow is concentrically contracting and is producing elbow flexion. The muscles responsible are the biceps, the brachialis, and the brachyradialis. The biceps brachii are innervated by the musculocutaneous, along with the brachialis. The brachyradialis is innervated by the radial nerve. So start to middle contraction, you also have retraction of the scapula. The main muscles responsible for the retraction of the scapula are rhomboids and trapezium, and they're concentrically contracting. Rhomboids are innervated by the dorsal scapular nerve, and the trapezium is innervated by the spinal accessory nerve. The third movement we have is shoulder extension, and again it's concentrically contracting. You have the lat dorsi, you have the posterior deltoids, the teres major, and the teres minor. Lat dorsi is innervated by the thoracodorsal nerve. Posterior deltoid is the axillary, along with teres minor. Teres major is innervated by the lower subscapular nerve.
And now for the osteo and arthrokinematic motions for the primary motion of the seated cable row: retraction and shoulder extension. The shoulder joint is a convex humerus moving on a concave glenoid. Therefore, the osteo and arthrokinematics are in opposite directions. During shoulder flexion and protraction, the osteokinematics is moving anteriorly in the sagittal plane, so the posterior joint capsule is tightening. During shoulder extension and retraction, the osteokinematics is moving posteriorly in the sagittal plane, so the anterior joint capsule is tightening.
So let's go through the muscles involved. Essentially they're the same muscles, they're just eccentrically contracting. So what we have in the shoulder is we have shoulder extension, and that's still responsible. The biceps, the brachyradialis, and brachialis are still responsible for the movement here. It's just eccentrically contracting. At the scapula, we now have protraction, not retraction, and it's still the same muscles, rhomboids and trapezium, working to eccentrically control the protraction. At the shoulder, we have shoulder flexion, which is still controlled by the same muscles as extension. Now they're working to eccentrically control the movement. So we have the lat dorsi, posterior deltoid, teres major.
Cool.